how are you doing today? Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about brain dumping. Now, if you do not know what that is, it's basically you taking all of the thoughts and things that are floating around in your head and getting them down on paper. So if you want to hear more about that, keep watching. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to be talking about how to brain dump. Now, if this is not familiar to you at all, it's basically taking all of the questions, ideas, to-do lists, all of the things that you need to do in your life that are just kind of floating around in your head and getting them down onto paper. Now that might sound simple enough, just writing out all of your thoughts, but I have found that sometimes when you go to write things out, your mind kind of draws a blank, which is pretty ironic because you have all of these things that are floating around. You're trying to remember what they are. And I think it's because putting them down on paper is great, but I think it's really important to also categorize those items. Therefore, it makes it much easier for you to organize your thoughts, and then that way you can go ahead and implement all of the things that you need to do. So I'm going to share with you how I brain dump, give you some ideas, suggestions, and of course, keep it real. All right, let's get started. All right, so what I have right here is an insert that I got from Jane's Agenda, and it's just really super simple. It's blank. It has on here brain dump, and it's quartered out. Now, obviously, you can set this up just using a regular piece of paper for yourself, just obviously quarter it out. I personally would like to use a ruler, but that's just me because I like when things are straight because otherwise it bothers me. Maybe leave yourself a little room for a title at the top and then just kind of quarter it out the same way that that insert is quartered out. So as you can see, you don't need any special insert, just a piece of paper works perfectly fine. All right, so I'm going to bring back the sheet here. The insert from Jane's Agenda is where I got this from. You have a link down below for a savings through Jane's Agenda of 15% discount. So if you do decide that you like this insert, you can use that to save yourself a little bit of money. All right, so I just wanted to let you know if you're interested in getting this exact insert. But as you saw, you could just get a piece of paper. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but of course I'm using these because I have them and I did receive them in one of her subscription boxes. So obviously I'm going to use them. All right, so what you're going to want to do from here is you're going to want to categorize these boxes. So depending on the different things that you have going on in your life, what you're responsible for, just go ahead and kind of categorize them. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So for example, you could write yourself on here. You just write myself. And actually, before I start writing, if you wanted to highlight each category, you could definitely do that. You obviously don't have to, but let's just say for the sake of me sharing this with you, let's do a little highlighting. And this is just a Tombow highlighter here. It happens to be color 761. So if you happen to like it, you know which one it is. And when you do use these, you want to put the highlighters down first because if you write and then highlight, you can smear. So let's say if you want to add just, a couple of titles in here, headings, and again, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. You see, it's really not even the same, but that's fine. It's not a big deal. This is just for you to get all of your thoughts down onto paper. So you're going to want to categorize it. So I'm going to give you an example. So I would put myself, because you should always put yourself first, okay? Then I'm going to put here my husband. And I'm going to put here our home. And then the last one I'm going to put here is work, all right? So these are all pretty standard categories for most people. Obviously, you know, depending on who your partner is, you would write them in there, or, you know, if you don't have a partner, then that's fine. You know, obviously you write any categories. It doesn't matter. This is just an example, okay? All right, so now the best place to keep this is really going to depend on what's going to be best for you. So everybody is going to be different. I like to keep mine in my planner. So once you have this set up, then you just start unloading things on here. So for instance, I'm just going to start like writing things out. Like for myself, I need to schedule a dentist appointment. So I'm going to write on here, dentist appointment. And this is not about it being pretty. It's just about you getting your thoughts down on paper. And then let's say, oh, my husband, he has jury duty. And oh my gosh, I need to buy a new shower curtain for my bathroom. So I'm going to just write, you know, I'm going to write these things down. And oh my gosh, I need to make sure that I check my emails for work specifically. Okay, I need to break down boxes for recycle. I need to write out my packing list. Oops. I need to make sure that I buy vitamins for my husband. I need vitamins. And honestly, these are things that I actually do need to do. So I just am using that as an example. So I'm getting it down on paper and it's categorized. So for a further example, I am my family's caregiver. So there's things that I need to do for my mom, for my dad, for my sister-in-law, for my nephew. And all of these things are just floating around in my head and I want to get them all down on paper. And that helps keep me organized, so that way I could do the things that I need to do. And this is just like getting everything out, because what happens is if you don't write things down, generally you're going to end up forgetting things, because you're only going to be able to remember just so much. And then you're just going to start forgetting the things that you need to do. And it's just common. It's just human nature. That's just the way that it is. There's only so many things that you're going to be able to remember. Honestly, I personally don't know how people don't write things out. I really like this brain dump idea because it does clear my mind. And then you can take this and then you can organize it further. So this is really just a central dumping ground for you to empty out your brain. It's just a nice freeing feeling that I get when I dump everything out for everything that I need to do. You're probably wondering, well, now what do you do? But once you get everything written out, then you can go and take this paper and refer to the things that you need to do. So like at the beginning of the week, like on Sundays, I like to plan out my week starting on Monday. So I will go ahead and look at my brain dump and I'll be like, okay, well, this is what I need to do. You know, and then you start writing those things into your planner and kind of delegating them to yourself when you need to get these things done. You want to definitely keep this someplace that's going to be where you're going to refer to it all the time, okay? You can't have like things here and there and everywhere, because then that just gets like lost. So I want to share like real life with you. All right. I always have pads of paper and I have sticky notes. So that's why I have all of these sticky notes here around, and I have various ones. So I like to keep sticky notes handy all the time. So here's a few of them that I have. These are from various places. I think that these are all from Cloth and Paper actually. So you can get like different types of sticky notes to help you out. You know, this one's a to-do, this one's an appointment one. This is just lined. This is a dot grid. I have these other ones that are shapes over here. And they're just, you know, nice and colorful. And I can write with a regular pen on them, all right? because there are sticky notes out there that like are translucent and you need a special pen. So I do have like an extra like special pen on the side here. So if I need to write on one of those, but generally I don't. It's usually like something that's paper. It's usually one of these little guys in here, or I also keep these extra pads of paper around. And I love having all of these extra stickies and pads of paper, because I will tell you what happens when I am working on things. Let's say I have to do something very specific. It's like, oh, my first impulse is to grab a sticky and write it out, whatever it is that I need to do, a little note. This one happens to be an appointment one, but you know, I would probably grab like just either a to-do or a plain one, and then just write out whatever it is that is going on. And then I will end up having like stickies everywhere. Okay. I am super guilty of doing that. But what you want to do then is make sure that at the end of the day, if you're going to like leave your desk, or even at the end of the week, whatever works best for you, you want to gather those stickies. First off, you should have the stickies somewhere. If you're not going to put them into your planner, you should, you know, have them in one place. All right. Try not to have them all over the place, because things will definitely get lost. But you can, if you can try to keep them all like contained. I mean, I've been known to just have like a little stack of stickies just like piled up on like even a pad of paper. And, you know, and then I'm going through and sifting through the stickies. Really good practice is to take the stickies and have a special place like in your planner. And I'm just opening this one up right here to my like little inbox area, and just put the stickies there. Like find a place in your planner. And I actually have all of my stickies in my classic size planner. I'm just pulling this one out to show you as an example. And this just happens to be a mini size planner, but have a designated place in your planner to put your stickies. You know, whatever it is, any little notes, you write them down on a sticky. Just take the sticky, gather them at the end of the day, whatever you need to do, and put them in like a designated space. This one just happens to say inbox. You know, there's different things that you can do. It doesn't even have to be like fancy or labeled. You're going to open up your planner and you're like, okay, I have to go through my stickies now. All right. You're going to pull out the stickies and go through all of the little different things that you need to do. So I wanted to share with you the two methods that I use to brain dump. And again, this is an insert, but you could do the same thing with just a regular paper, which is what I did here. I just drew the lines out, and you know, just label it brain dump. If you want to get fancy, get fancy. Pull out some stickers if you want, you know, but it doesn't have to be pretty. That's the whole point of the brain dump. All right, well, I hope that this video helped you out today. Obviously, everybody has different things that they need to do in their life. So by just maybe taking some of these ideas and implementing them into your own life, you can create your own brain dump system that works best for you. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate each and every one of you, your support all the time. It just means the world to me. Please be sure that you are subscribed if you have not already. Be sure to hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified when my videos come out. And just a reminder, I am on Instagram, and you will definitely see things there that you don't always see here on my YouTube. So I hope to see you there as well. All right, well, thank you, and I will see you next time. Bye.